After 30 years of marriage, she longed for freedom. Now she regrets it and wants her husband back. After sacrificing her 30-year marriage in pursuit of freedom and joy, Kathy found herself facing unexpected emotions. I had been married to Kathy for over 30 years. We met when we were young, and now, at 59, I never imagined life without her. She was my partner through every high and low, and together, we raised 3 wonderful children. Our marriage, though not perfect, was built on support and commitment. Over the years, Kathy became close with a group of friends who were deeply passionate about feminism, identity politics, and social justice. While their beliefs differed from mine, I accepted that people have their own perspectives. Occasionally, Kathy and I would discuss these topics, though I never took them too seriously. Some of her views unsettled me, particularly when she spoke about women's oppression despite never having personally experienced such discrimination. These conversations often made me uncomfortable, and I would steer away from them. One day, Kathy voiced dissatisfaction with our marriage, calling it dull. Hoping to fix things, I suggested therapy, but she insisted on taking a solo vacation instead. Reluctantly, I agreed, only to later find out she had traveled with her friends, whom I saw as a negative influence. When she returned, she seemed like a different person. Her hair was cut short, and she carried herself with a newfound confidence. There was no hug, no warmth, just distance, as if I were a stranger. She began spending more time with her friends, attending protests that I disagreed with. I grew increasingly concerned, and tensions rose, culminating in her arrest for blocking traffic during a demonstration. When I picked her up from the police station, we barely spoke. Not long after, Kathy immersed herself in social media, particularly TikTok, where she shared her feminist views and quickly gained a large following. It consumed her time, and she seemed entirely absorbed in her new identity. One day, I came across one of her videos. In it, she spoke passionately about women reclaiming their lives, warning against becoming miserable older women who had lost themselves to family responsibilities. She encouraged women to seek fulfillment outside of their marriages and not to let life slip away. Hearing her words felt like a betrayal. That evening, I confronted her. To my shock, she told me she was leaving. Her bags were already packed. She said she was tired of her life with me, craving freedom and happiness. She no longer wanted the responsibilities of being a grandmother or a wife. She wanted to explore the world beyond what she called her prison. I was speechless. I didn't stop her. Instead, I told her I would miss her and that she was always welcome back. She moved into a small apartment in the city. Our children reassured me this was just a phase, that she would return, but weeks later, I received divorce papers. It became clear she had planned this all along. My attempts to reach her were ignored. Even our kids, who tried to reason with her, were shut down. Shortly after our divorce was finalized, I saw another video from Kathy. She spoke about her excitement for this new chapter, showing off her small apartment, calling it freeing. Then, she casually mentioned her new boyfriend. My heart sank. She had shattered our home and moved on effortlessly. My kids tried to comfort me, encouraging me to move forward. In time, I did. I met Maya, a wonderful woman in her early 40s who worked as a high school teacher. Our connection was instant, and our relationship progressed steadily. I never told Kathy about Maya. I didn't see the need. Later, when planning a family trip, Maya suggested inviting Kathy as a courtesy, believing she should know I had moved on. I called Kathy and invited her, though I didn't mention Maya. She initially declined, but later changed her mind after speaking with our daughter. On the day of our boat ride, Kathy arrived last, alone. I introduced her to Maya, expressing how happy I was. The look on Kathy's face was unforgettable, shock, discomfort, and something else she hadn't expected. Throughout the trip, she seemed uneasy, and though Maya had good intentions, I couldn't deny a quiet satisfaction in seeing Kathy's reaction. A few days later, Kathy posted another video. She spoke about how difficult the past few days had been, admitting she wasn't prepared for the emotions that hit her. She had expected to feel nothing, but instead, she was overwhelmed. Even though we had been apart for a year, and she had insisted she wanted this, seeing me with someone else affected her deeply. She had thought she was free, but now she wasn't so sure.